Good evening. Welcome to the daily reflection from Salisbury Cathedral for the 21st of December, the shortest day. Uh, your, I'm your host this evening, the Vicar of the Close, Canon Nigel Davis. I think it was Saturday that I was watching the television and saw Boris Johnson give his news conference about the change of restrictions over Christmas. And a verse from the Bible came straight into my head from the book of Proverbs. It's from the 13th chapter and it's the 12th verse. And the verse is, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick." And I dare say that after that news conference, there were many, many hundreds of thousands, even millions of people in this country whose heart was sickened. All the plans that they had been trying to make, all the plans that they'd hoped to come about over the next few days, all torn up. A great deal of frustration, a great deal of anger, I dare say, a great deal of upset and sorrow in many households. When everything couldn't seem to get worse, it got even more worse. Things just seemed to get beyond anything. And I wonder actually if anybody's watching me on this reflection this evening, because I'm going up against Boris now. As I understand, he is also giving another news conference about the problems that are occurring in our ports and with travel abroad. Um, I think perhaps I'll give that one a miss and not look at the news tonight. Perhaps we don't actually need loads more of reflective words from me about the situation. I think pundits and all manner of people have reflected on every little nuance of this pandemic. And perhaps what we need now, especially as this is the shortest day, the day of most darkness, we need something to lighten the mood and something to make us feel a little better. One of the things that makes people feel better, I think, is stories. Certainly, it makes children feel better. They love to hear stories. They love bedtime stories because it prepares them for sleep. They love to have their grandparents, their parents read them stories and reread stories, the favorite ones that they have. They never seem to tire of the story, even if it's very well known. And going as we get older and as we become adults, many of those stories stay with us, and many people find escape in stories, find perhaps a better world, find that things are not as bad as they appear to be, at least for a little while they immerse themselves in an imagined world. And I've tended to use stories quite a lot in my ministry, particularly in schools. And one of the books which I have used very often is this one here. There we are. I don't know if you can see it. Probably the writing's the wrong way around, but it's wisdom stories gathered together by a person called Margaret Silf. They're wonderful stories about all manner of different things and taken from all different religions and points of faith and perhaps of no faith. I've chosen one tonight because I think we all need a story rather than a few more words about our situation. And given that we are very near to Christmas, the story is entitled The Christmas Gift. So I hope if you're sitting comfortably, you'll let me begin. Julia counted out the contents of her purse, just a few pounds. That was all she had. It was Christmas Eve. How could she possibly buy a Christmas gift for her young husband, Jim, with so little money? She curled up on the sofa and wept. Then, pulling herself together, she stood up, smoothed her black hair, freshened her face, and had. There were two possessions in the house that they especially treasured. One was Jim's gold watch. The other was her beautiful, long, wavy hair. "I know what I'll do," she exclaimed. "I'll sell my hair. Then I will have the money to buy him a Christmas gift." No sooner said than done. She found a shop that would buy her hair. Soon she had £50 in her pocket, the price of her lovely locks. She made her way to a jeweller's shop and spent the money on a fine watch strap. At last, she thought to herself, he'll be able to wear his watch proudly on this fine strap. Until that time, Jim hadn't been able to wear his watch because it had such a shabby, worn out strap. By now, it was late afternoon. Jim arrived home. When he saw his wife's short hair, he turned pale. She flung her arms around his neck. "Don't worry," she assured him. "It will grow again, and I like it this way anyway." For a moment, she thought he was going to cry. Her heart sank as he handed her a little box. "Happy Christmas, my love," he said, "but I'm afraid this gift will be useless." She opened the box and found a beautiful golden hair slide, the one she had so often admired in the window of the jeweller's shop. It would have been perfect for binding her long, black, shiny hair. But now, "It's lovely," she said wistfully, "but surely you could never afford to buy such a precious gift." "I knew how much you wanted it," he told her, "so I pawned my gold watch to raise the money. I could never wear it anyway because it had such a shabby, worn out strap." And Julia gave Jim her little package. He opened it slowly, savouring the surprise. When he held the fine new strap in his hand, he looked into his wife's eyes and smiled. "Two lovely gifts," he said, "too good to be put to use right away. Let's save them until we can enjoy them properly. And meanwhile, let's enjoy the greatest gift of all, the gift of love." I hope in your life and over Christmas, you will find that gift of love and that you have that in your own lives. And so may I wish you this evening is a peaceful and good evening. Bye bye.